Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay. It's Mother Diva, Madam Ambassador of House and Electronic Dance Music, community activist, media personality. And what I'm about to share with you, I had no intentions of doing this, but I have no choice because it's about protecting our children. It's about protecting people. And this is one of the most emotional, hardest things that I've ever gone through in my life. It's very painful for me because I have to relive things that happened to me in my childhood. So some of you may or may not know that I am in an emotional distress lawsuit with Justin Drew Bieber, the pop star Justin Bieber. And I have to go back to court in the morning. The lawsuit is taking place at Daily Plaza, the court proceedings, which is even more emotional for me because that's where I produce my house music, health and wellness DJ sets. And sometimes we do electronic dance music as well. This is very painful because I have to reveal information that I had no intentions of revealing. So, just to give you a basic background, I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I come from a mixed family. My mother was very abusive to me. She started cursing me out when I was 3 years old. At 6, she threw a can at me and cut my finger. I don't know if you guys can see the cut right there. When I was 10, she stabbed me with a knife. And she told me every day she hated me and she wished death on me. She said, I wish you were dead. She hated me. At 13, I tried to commit suicide. And for many years, I was haunted because we lived on the 22nd floor and I took pills. And I thought about jumping out the window, but I said, well, that's probably going to hurt. And for years, I thought I was a coward because I just didn't do it and get it over with because I didn't want to feel the pain. But I realized as I got older that the coward would have been the one that went through with that. But sometimes when you have been so emotionally damaged that you don't think rational anymore. And I've been emotionally damaged. So as I got older, I connected with other people that have gone through similar situations that I have because it's therapy. And being someone who works in entertainment, I have formed alliances and friendships and become like a mom to several entertainment professionals. One of them means everything to me. For those of you who may or may not know, Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris Jackson, is my goddaughter. I'm her stage mom. And I'll share some messages and things like that shortly here. So basically what happened was, and some of you may feel like, I'm wrong for telling her business, but I have to give you a backstory so you'll understand what all of this is really about. Hey, Kimberly. I just would be happy if you just show me some support and some love because I feel like, I've been in this thing alone. So basically, to give you guys a backstory, Paris Jackson was in a secret relationship with Justin Bieber. She met him in 2010 when she was 12 and he was 16. They are 4 years apart. So they built a friendship and they started dating. They started dating when she was 13 and he was 17. Now, this is what Paris told me, okay? So she told me that he coerced her into a sexual relationship. He was 17, she was 13. And technically, that's statutory rape. And they began a sexual relationship. So during the course of this relationship, he also started seeing Selena Gomez. And from what Paris told me, that it was for publicity. I don't know. Now, let me say this. I love Paris, but Paris has often lied to me about some things, okay? And that's what young people do. They will lie to their parents because she sees me as a parent, so she ain't going to tell me everything. But I always find out. But I love her dearly. And I want her to heal, and I want her to be able to tell her own story. But I have to share this because this has really emotionally affected me. And now the defense counsel is trying to silence me. And I'm like, no, you're not going to silence me. I'm going to share my story and speak my truth. Because your client was the one who created this problem. So moving forward, they're in this relationship. And during the course of relationship, I don't know if you guys just saw, but Paris posted that she's been 5 years sober. And she has publicly admitted in some interviews, and one of them is Rolling Stone, that she was involved in various drugs. She did drugs with Justin. You know, Justin and her did cocaine together, and she was a minor. And I am really upset about that. And I'm going to tag you in this, TJ Jackson, because you were supposed to be Paris Jackson's co-guardian. Now, Miss Catherine, your grandmother gets a pass because you cannot expect a 79-year-old woman to take care of a 7-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 12-year-old. She raised her kids and grandkids, honey. She was done. Okay? Her grandchildren were grown. So, TJ, you came in. From my understanding, you moved your family from Corona to Calabasas to be there to take care of Prince, Paris, and Blanket. I don't know what the fuck you did. Because why was a 13-year-old girl, Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter, fucking Justin Bieber? Why was that happening? Why was she in this man's house at 15 and 16 years old doing drugs with him? Why was that happening, TJ? You all did nothing. Hey, Hawthorne, I am so glad you're watching me. Hawthorne James is on he's from Chicago, and I want to get him an honorary holiday. Hawthorne, this is important because you are in the entertainment community. And we have to hold people accountable for their actions and not protecting these children who are performers and entertainers in our industry and all of this mess that goes on social media. And I know that you guys are suffering in California with the fires and everything. But I have to go back to court tomorrow with Justin Bieber's attorney. He is trying to sanction me, y'all. He is trying to get me to be quiet. He has filed a motion to sanction my voice to stop me from telling the world what Justin Bieber did. And he's not going to stop me. I don't care what the judge decides. If the judge want to put me in jail, that ain't going to do nothing but draw more attention to me. But TJ, I'm going to deal with you later. But I had to give a backstory. Because Paris Jackson was easily manipulated. Okay? And that's what Justin Bieber did. He took advantage of her and he manipulated her. So getting back to the story, they were off and on. Yes, Justin Bieber and Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter, had a secret relationship. And I'm telling it all. Okay? I'm going to give you all the dirt. And I'm giving it to you for free. Because this ain't about money. This is about principle. They were in a secret relationship. He started dating Selena Gomez. That was supposed to be for publicity. At the same time, he was also involved with Haley Baldwin. He was getting to know her as well. Okay, so he pretty much was most likely like his father, a fucking whore. Okay, so Paris and Justin broke up. She moved on with her life and got married. Yes, y'all, Paris Jackson had got married secretly. Her and her friends, maybe some family members, they went to Vegas. It was a drunk whim, and she married actor Taylor Lautner. And after they got married, a few months later, Justin Bieber comes back into Paris Jackson's life, and he convinces her to come back to him. So she leaves her husband because her husband, now this is what she told me. In fact, her friend Caroline told me this. Caroline told me that Taylor had an affair with Molly, who is Prince's wife. Yeah, Prince told me he got married. Like I said, they lie a lot and play all these games. I don't know. But Prince told me him and Molly got married like a few years ago, but they're together or whatever. So Prince actually took Molly back after this affair with Taylor Lautner. I don't know. This is what they told me. Okay. So moving forward, she decided to get back with Justin. And when she decided to get back with him, she got pregnant. So Paris Jackson was pregnant by Justin Bieber. And what happened was he was very excited about the baby. And in the midst of that excitement, she was excited that he was excited. I mean, they were two people in love getting ready to have a baby. And this happened when Paris was 20. She got pregnant in around 2018 because her baby would have been born around March or April of 2019. So the baby would have been 6. So what happened was his manager, Justin Bieber's manager, Scooter Braun told Justin Bieber that he did not feel Paris Jackson was suitable for his image and paired him with Haley Baldwin, which is the wife that he's married to now. So when Justin delivered the news to Paris to let Paris know, hey, my manager doesn't want us together, we have to break up, she was devastated. Now, I know he was young, but what y'all fail to realize, and Hawthorne, if you wanna make a comment, management, agents, publicity, everybody on your team works for fucking you. You the motherfucking boss. Okay? Scooter Braun was Justin Bieber's manager. But where did his salary come from? His salary came from Justin Bieber's money. But what happens in our industry, when you get a manager and an agent and a publicist, they start acting like they the boss. And they start acting like they run you. So when Justin Bieber told Paris Jackson he had to leave her because Scooter Braun said that they weren't good together, she was devastated. And so she blocked Justin Bieber on every platform. And Justin Bieber periodically, because he knew that he left Paris Jackson pregnant with his baby. And wait, get this, y'all. He also gave her mononucleosis. This is what she told me. Paris had kept getting all these infections. And I'm like, Paris, what is going on? She had kept taking antibiotics. She kept going to the ER. They kept giving her antibiotics. I said, look, I don't want you to take any more antibiotics. I said, because your body will get immune to it. Okay? And she already has health problems. Now, she's already put out there different infections and things that she has. It's public knowledge that she has battled with depression and she's battled with drug abuse. And she talked about a few surgeries that she had. Okay, so that's already out there. So Justin would start reaching out to her using other people's telephones. He would use his friends and family phones. He would reach out to her friends and family. Because he was trying to find out what happened with his baby. He knew that when he left her brokenhearted, she was pregnant. So he was trying to find out, okay, where's my baby? What's going on with my baby? And she refused to talk to him. Okay? Now, she told me that she ran into him at Coachella in 2019. And he tried to give her a hotel room key. But now, if you were so concerned about your baby, she either would have still been pregnant or just given birth. Did she look like it? Did you ask about it? No, you asked her to take your hotel room key. Now, I know Paris, and I'm like her mama, so she be lying and carrying on sometime with me. She'll lie. Okay? She said she didn't go, that she just looked at him like she was crazy, but they're in love. Paris Jackson and Justin Bieber are in love. Okay? They've been in love since they were kids. And the industry broke them up. The management broke them up. So he had a lawyer send her a letter. Go back and look this up, y'all. Justin Bieber got into a lawsuit with two women who said he sexually assaulted them. So he had an attorney send Paris Jackson a letter asking her to be an alibi witness in one of the cases because one of the cases was during the time they were dating. And so she told me about this. And I said, well, you're not going to testify. She said, well, the lawyer said if I didn't willingly testify, they would subpoena me. I said, oh, no, they're not. So I wrote an anonymous letter. And let me tell you what, the return address, the person return address, it said Monaco Lyme because Justin Bieber got mono and Lyme disease, which he's publicly admitted to having. I'm not telling you anything that's not already out there. You can Google that. Justin Bieber has admitted to having Lyme disease and mononucleosis. And if you are in the Hollywood community, if there's any women out there in the Hollywood community or anybody in the Hollywood community, if you have kissed Justin Bieber, you better go get tested for mono because he's been spreading it around. So don't kiss him. You need to look mono up because mono can surface and the person not even know that it's active. Okay? You can kiss somebody that has it and may not get it because it's not active. But mono will pop up. I'm telling you, I've been with this girl all these years. And I mean, over the last few years, she kept going to the ER for infections. So that meant that the mono was popping up. She didn't know she had it. And I don't know when she caught it from him. I think that they had been messing around on the side still. She still talks to him to this day. So I took care of that lawyer because I told him, I said, wait a minute. She was 17 and Justin was 21. So what was going to be his argument? No, Your Honor, I could not have been sexually assaulting the accuser because I was too busy having statutory rape with Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter. I mean, it would have made him look bad. It would have proved what they were saying. It would have hurt his defense. So after I pointed that out in the letter, they didn't bother her no more. So then a year later, that was in 2020. And what really bothered me, I want you guys to go look this up. The lawyer sent the letter to Paris on June 23rd, 2 days before her father's death anniversary. Then the lawyer went and filed, and according to the article, the lawyer went and filed, or even Justin Bieber went and filed, but it was his lawyer, because you ain't gonna see Justin Bieber in the courtroom unless he's got a case with, a criminal case actually. So what happened was on June 25th, a defamation of character lawsuit was filed to those girls. Why would you sit up there and do that? That is subliminal bullying. You see what they were doing to Paris? This is what I'm letting the world know how this girl was treated in our industry. This is what Justin Bieber and his team did to Paris Jackson. And she just wasn't strong enough to fight them. I did not know all of this was going on until she told me. By the time she told me, she was grown. And I never would have shared any of this, y'all. But Justin tried to fuck with me. And so I'm telling it all now. I don't care if the judge put me in jail, put me in contempt. I'm telling it all. Every motherfucking secret that I know about Justin Bieber, I'm telling it all right now. Because you shouldn't have fucked with me. And I don't care who gets mad. I'm going to tell it. Because I need to heal. So moving forward, in 2021, she gets another letter from another attorney inquiring about the baby. I said, Paris, tell that lawyer you had a miscarriage. I didn't know, y'all, that she didn't tell the lawyer anything. Okay. So this is how I got caught up in this crazy Hollywood love triangle and had to file a lawsuit. Because this is not how I wanted to become more famous. I wanted to get there on my talent. Now I'm going to be known as the lady that sued Justin Bieber for an apology. Thanks a lot, Justin. Anyway, August 13th, 2021, I get a text message from Paris Jackson telling me that Justin's little sister is going around Facebook sending a friends request to her friends and family. Did I get... Hey, Andrea, thank you for coming on and watching. I really need your support. Andrea Rayla, if you guys have issues with your property taxes, please get in contact with Andrea Rayla. She fights hard for people. So she said Justin's little sister was going around sending her friends and family, friend requests. Prince got a request. I'm going to show you the text messages. And I asked her if she thought it was him or if it was really her. She said that she would reach out to her mother, Erin Wagner, to find out whether or not if it was her page or if it was Justin. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you the text messages so you can see for yourself. So this is the text message that Paris sent me. She said, also, my brother got a friend request from Justin's little sister. She's adding a lot of people I know. I don't know if she added you or even would know who you are. Then she says, I say, what's her name? Is he up to his shit again? Is he hiding behind her? She says her name is Jasmine. It might be him hiding behind her. Okay. And then she says the screenshot Prince showed me, her name was under Jasmine Kathleen. And I said, send it to me. And she said, her account, I don't have Facebook, but I can ask Prince to send the link. And I said, ask her, I told Paris to ask Prince to send a link. So there's who, that's Jasmine Kathleen. This is Justin Bieber's little sister. Okay, this is the request. So now I'm going to show you. I told Paris that I would vet her. These are my exhibits. So I went to this little girl's page. And this is what I found. Wish I had just one person to talk to who understands. Now, when I saw that, I became very concerned. And so this was our communication. I said, hi, hon. You need help. I'm here for you. She says, thank you. I said, what's wrong? I saw your post. She said, I'm just tired of people talking about my brother. I says, well, I don't know you or your brother, so what made you send me a friend's request? I'm a community activist, so I help a lot of people, and I just checked. We have no friends in common, so what made you request me? You see what she said? Justin told me to request you because you know Paris. Y'all, I was livid. Because keep in mind, over the last couple of years, Paris had been telling me how Justin would periodically bully her or stalk her or try to come, and understandable enough that he was trying to find out if she was hiding his baby. Okay. But when I saw that, it made me realize, I said, oh my God, he really is stalking her. See, y'all don't understand, when people are telling you stuff, it don't hit home until it happens to you. So I decided to go look up Jasmine Bieber because I'm thinking, she grown. She like 18, 19. She may be a few years younger than him. Baby, I went and Googled Jasmine Bieber and almost had a fucking heart attack. 13. I looked at my phone and said 13. I said, oh, no, honey, no, you didn't. So this is what I said to her. I'm going to show it to you. This is when I thought it really upset me, y'all, because it reminded me of my own trauma. I said, honey, it's late. You are 13 years old. You should be in the bed. I am 50 years old and I don't talk to children without their parents' consent. You should not be on social media talking to grown adult strangers. It is not safe. Okay. Hold on, y'all. She said, oh, you realized I messaged her. She said, you messaged me. Okay, I'll leave you alone. I said, yes, I understand. I'm so sorry you are dealing with this situation. You were too young to go through that. And she said, I know, thanks. I said, why did Justin want you to request me just because I know Paris? How does me knowing Paris help you? I'm confused. Here's what she said. I don't know why he wanted me to add you. I didn't ask. I said, I'm sorry you are too young to be in the middle of his business. Tell your brother to let you be a kid and you don't want to be involved in his business. She said, Kay. I said, I feel so bad for you. It's not easy being the little sister of a pop star. The best advice I can offer is learn from his mistakes, failures, and success, and you do it better. And she said, thank you. I was so upset. My blood pressure went up. I called my doctor, Dr. Cherlyn Lee. That's Michael Jackson's former nurse. And we did the deep breathing, you know, just to calm me down. Whenever your blood pressure goes up, soak your feet in warm water and do deep breathing. So I reached out to Paris. I said, this motherfucker has gone too far. He gonna use a 13-year-old child to stalk you through me. I said, I'm not having this shit. I said, why the fuck is he keep stalking you like this? What does he want? And then I said, oh my God. I said, Paris, did you tell that boy that you lost that baby? And I can just feel when she texts me back, I just felt her energy. And she was frightened. And she said, no, mama. She called me mama. She said, no, mama, I didn't tell him I lost the baby because it was too painful for me to talk about. I said, that's why he's stalking you. He thinks you're hiding his kid. And he wanted to know what was going on with his baby. I said, but he went too far. He used a child. And see, it triggered my own trauma from childhood. This little girl was not protected. What is a 13-year-old girl doing up at midnight? This happened at midnight. Okay? It was like midnight, 1 a.m. This little girl lived in another country. She lived in Canada. Justin lives in LA. But they could have been together. He would go back and forth from LA to Canada. And I don't know if he was in Canada and just talking to her on text and telling her what to say, or if he was there. I don't know any of those details. Hopefully that will come out as I continue on with this case. So I immediately sent a message to her mother. I'll show you the message I sent. I found an Aaron Wagner on Instagram. And this is what I sent to her, but I don't think she saw it. Okay. So I said, Miss Wagner, I hope this message finds you. I got a friend's request from a person claiming to be your daughter, Jasmine. She said her brother Justin told her to request me because I know Paris Jackson. Yes, I am Paris Jackson's stage mom. Please look into this. It is dangerous for your 13-year-old daughter to be talking to adult strangers. And if Justin put her up to this, he is sick and has a problem. Why would he have his 13-year-old sister contact me because I know Paris? Once again, this could be someone impersonating your daughter, but please look into this. If it's true, your daughter could be crying out for help. She said she's tired of everyone talking to her about her brother. I told her I am 50 years old and I don't talk to children without their parents' permission. Call me. That's my old phone number. I don't have that number anymore. My number's different now. Okay, I just wanted to let you guys know that I went out of my way to do the right thing. Okay? And if you go on my Facebook page, you can go to Mother Diva's house. This is Valencia Renee Dantzler, this page. And just do a search and type in Paris Jackson. You'll see like pictures of me in Paris when she was a little girl. Also a post that she posted on Facebook when she did have a Facebook page thanking me for supporting her and being there for her. So I was just crushed. I was upset. I was hurt. And I told Paris, I said, listen, you better tell that boy you lost that baby. I will beat both of y'all asses with an extension cord. I said, and you tell that motherfucker I'm going to sue him. And I sued him. And this is where we're at now. So I'm making this video because I need to get all of this out of my system, because it's very painful for me to have to relive my own childhood. We are all connected. Okay? All of us have stuff in common. Neglect, abuse, feeling unprotected, discriminated against, misunderstood. We all have that in common. So what I did, I filed a lawsuit against Justin Bieber. I sued him. I sued his daddy, Jeremy Bieber. I sued his little sister, Jasmine Bieber, and her mama, Erin Wagner. And the reason why I sued her is because I'm trying to teach everybody in the equation a lesson. This is serious. Okay? And I'm sending a message to all you parents out there. If you have older siblings, they may be influencing your younger siblings. Excuse me. They may be influencing your younger siblings to engage in inappropriate activity on social media. That's a crime. So I filed a $5 million lawsuit. And it took me a year to try to get everybody served. I had to serve people in other countries. So after about a year, and the court cases are out there. There are links to the court cases. There are people who, come on Zoom and there are people who follow me. They follow Paris. They follow Justin Bieber. So you got people out there that got video of the court hearings because you could come on Zoom. But let me tell you, what really bothered me is that when I was trying to serve her mother, Erin Wagner, I got her mother served on March 21st. She was supposed to come to court on April 3rd on Zoom. She didn't show up. The judge said she had 30 days. I reached out to Erin Wagner because I had her served on a job. And I reached out to her and I said, I left her a voicemail and told her that the hearing date has been scheduled. The continuance was scheduled for June 12th. She didn't show up on June 12th either. So the judge gave me another date of September the 5th. So this time I wrote her a letter and sent it registered mail because when I called her job to let her know it was September 5th, she had had her job take her out of the phone registry. I knew she still worked there. She was just avoiding me. But here is what bothers me, y'all. What kind of mother are you that a grown-ass woman out of the city of Chicago is suing your child and you don't show up in court? And you didn't have to leave your fucking house. You didn't have to leave your fucking job, Aaron Wagner. All you had to do was show up on Zoom to be there for your child. Now, Paris just told me, she said, you're doing a little better monitoring her. That's good. But you should have been monitoring her all this time. You and Jeremy Bieber are bad parents. You all knew that she was the little sister of one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. So you should have put security measures in place. As a matter of fact, what the fuck was she doing having an app phone anyway? If you are under 17, honey, you need to get you a flip phone. You need phone numbers. 911, mama, daddy, and the grandmama. That's all you need. You don't need no app phone. App phones are for people who are 18 and over. Just no protection, unprotected. So the lawyer shows up on September 5th, and he was a lawyer for all of them. So I had a conversation with Justin Bieber's attorney and his family's attorney. And I said, listen, I'll drop the lawsuit if he apologizes to me. I want him to look me in my face and apologize to me. His lawyer, Ryan Jacobson, said that he would take that back to Justin. I said, are you going to tell him? He said, yes, I'm required by the court to tell him that. And I even told him, I said, well, I don't think he's going to apologize because he's arrogant. And so he said, well, don't be negative. Let me see. The next day, I sent him all the screenshots, all the text messages of me and Paris's conversation back and forth. And I said, this is what I want. I want an apology. I want him to look me in my face, either on video or on in person, and apologize to me. I want him to cover his fees and defense counsel's fees. And I would like to speak my piece for 7 minutes. I was willing to drop a $5 million lawsuit if I got those few things. That's what I asked for. He never responded. So on September 30th, I got the motion to dismiss the case. And I emailed him back. I said, well, what happened with you asking Justin about the apology? He never responded. Okay. Then I am just happen to be doing a show. And this lawyer, who I got to deal with tomorrow, he was watching me on my Mother Diva's house page. I'm going to show you. And I was just kind of thrown off by all of that. Now, you're supposed to be the attorney for the defense. And you're going to sit up here and like my show. Look at this, y'all. That is Justin Bieber's attorney, Ryan Jacobson. It says he reacted to my video, which means he liked it. Why is Justin Bieber's attorney liking my videos? See, this sounds like stalking to me. He could have watched me without me knowing it. You could go on anybody's social media platform and look at what they're doing, and they don't even know you're looking at it. Because you don't have to make yourself known. See, to me, that's undercover bullying. And see, Justin Bieber has a history of that. Go and Google this guy. Okay? He has been arrested for drunk driving. He spit in his Jewish neighbor's face, egged his house, urinated in a bucket. He has a history of bad behavior. Don't even get me started on how he used Lil Zah and Lil Twist to take the fall for his drug abuse. Oh, yeah. They used to live with him. And he was the one that had Molly and ecstasy and all whatever it was in the news article. All of that stuff was his stuff that he got. And them boys took the fall for him. They took the fall for him. That makes no sense. These are young African American kids who were trying to be in the entertainment industry and be rappers. You know, Lil Twist ended up on Growing Up Hip Hop. Atlanta, I believe it is, or LA, something like that. Growing Up Hip Hop. So Justin Bieber has a history of bullying people, getting people to do his dirty work, getting people to take the fall for him, breaking people's hearts, giving people mononucleosis, getting people pregnant, having sex with underage girl without protection, convincing her to get on birth control pills, just manipulation all the way around. And you know what else Paris told me? Paris told me that the wife he with now, Haley Baldwin, she said, Paris told me those were donor eggs and that ain't even really Justin's baby. Oh, I'm going to tell it all. But he agreed to take care of the baby. Now, I don't know. You know, the baby could be his. I don't know. I'm just telling you what she told me. Yes, I'm telling it all. I don't care who get mad at me. I'm tired of holding this in. I've been holding this shit in for 3 years. I just want to let it out. I just want to let it out. Because this is very painful for me to be caught up in this shit. At Daily Plaza, of all places, y'all, I am in an emotional distress lawsuit with one of the biggest pop stars on the planet at a place that I call my house, where I produce house and electronic health and wellness DJ sets. Been there 10 years. My 11-year anniversary is coming up April 16th. And I got to deal with this shit. This is horrible. If any of y'all want to come down to the court tomorrow just to support me, you know, I'll be down there at 10 o'clock. We go to the court at 10:30. I always get there 30 minutes beforehand. I do not have an attorney. I've done all of this work by myself. I am a pro se litigant. I'm talking to Bob Fioretti. He's been giving me some good advice. I've talked to several attorneys who've given me good advice. I want to thank my cousin-in-law, Brenda Braxton. She helped me put together the brief. This has been a learning experience, you guys. Like, I'm a kind of person, I got receipts and proof that he did all of this. The thing of it is, the courts are not denying that this happened. The courts are not denying that he did it. But is what he did considered emotional distress? That's what I have to prove. Up under the Illinois intentional tort law. So the last time we were in court was November the 21st. And the judge did dismiss the case. He filed a motion to dismiss. The judge dismissed the case, but in the same breath gave me an appeal. He dismissed it without prejudice. So I had to redo the brief and come up with a new brief. So this time, before I typed up the new brief and turned it in a couple of weeks ago, I have been making my own videos. And I did go on Storm and Rose show and talk about this on November the 20th. But at that time, Paris Jackson was Jane Doe. She's no longer Jane Doe. I have to tell you who she is. Because she has been a victim of abuse. She talked about how she was abused in Rolling Stone. She's been bullied. She's been mistreated. She was sexually abused and sexually assaulted. By someone who was friends with Trent Jackson, Miss Jackson's nephew, by marriage. That's Joseph's nephew. And he had a friend that was coming to the house. And Paris told me the friend was fucking his daughter. And that friend sexually assaulted her. She won't say who it is. I want her to heal, just like I need to heal. And she talked about this in her Rolling Stone interview. And I'm very upset because TJ Jackson, her cousin, was supposed to be keeping an eye on her. How the fuck did she get raped? How did Paris Jackson end up raped in her grandmother's house? Because you wasn't fucking watching her. She wouldn't have never got raped if Michael Jackson was still alive. She was supposed to have 24-hour security. You know how these children are. And she out there running around with Justin Bieber. And Kenny Hamilton, you in this too. Kenny Hamilton is Justin Bieber at the time was his bodyguard. And Kenny Hamilton, you knew what happened. Because Paris told me when they first had sex, when he broke her virginity, she started bleeding. And Justin got nervous and scared and ran out and told Kenny, his bodyguard, what happened. And Kenny said, Justin, you didn't. Now, this is what Paris told me. So you know what you should have did, Kenny Hamilton? You should have grabbed Justin and Paris and went to their parents and their legal guardians and said, okay, this is what happened. So we're going to have a conversation about this because I'm not going to be responsible for that. You covered it up. You covered up a crime, Kenny Hamilton. You covered up. You knew that Justin Bieber was 17 years old and Paris Jackson was 13 and he broke her virginity right around you. Came and told you and you never reported it. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying Kenny Hamilton was in the room. He was probably somewhere outside or somewhere else. He was around. Because that's what bodyguards do. They're around. And then the kids are somewhere else doing something else. And that's not how you're supposed to do that. Okay? Because when I first met Paris Jackson in Gary, Indiana, in August of 2011, her bodyguard Pierre was there. Wherever them kids was, he was right there with them. He did not let them children out of his sight. Now, I heard Pierre got fired. I don't know why. Me and him ended up getting into an argument a couple of years later. We stopped talking. So I don't know what happened. So yeah, I'm naming names. I will take this all the way to the Supreme Court. So I decided, I said, well, okay, fine. I'll just, if he don't want to, oh, so wait, let me tell you about the apology. So I I reached out to Paris and I asked Paris, I said, Paris, because she still talked to Justin Bieber. I said, can you ask Justin if his lawyer brought an offer of an apology? And number one, I shouldn't be making any offers. They should be offering me. They're the ones that's supposed to offer me. I'm the plaintiff. They're the defendants. So I said, well, can you ask Justin if his lawyer brought an offer of an apology, him the opportunity to apologize to me? And she said, well, I can tell you right now, he ain't going to do it. I said, I understand that, but I need to know if this lawyer conformed with the courts. He's required by the court to take all offers back. And maybe, he didn't because he knew he would say no. I don't know. So she texted Justin. Now, this is what she told me because this is coming from Paris. Paris texted Justin and asked him, hey, did your lawyer in this case with my stage mom, did he offer you the opportunity to apologize to her? And so when she got back to me, she said, I talked to Justin and Justin said, no, the lawyer never brought that to him and he's not going to apologize to you anyway. And when she told me that, I was very hurt. Because this is what the fuck I don't understand, Justin Drew Bieber. You make a song and tell the whole motherfucking world, I'm sorry. You apologize to the whole motherfucking world, but you knew that you got your baby sister to come contact me because you was stalking Paris Jackson because you wanted to know where the fuck your baby was, that she had a miscarriage that you caused. You broke up with my daughter and left her pregnant to go be with the wife you with now. All the stress caused her to lose your damn baby that you didn't know she lost for 2.5 years. Now she engaged to somebody else named Justin, and I told her not to even do that. Oh, you upset about that? Yeah, I heard you was upset. You was real upset when she went and got engaged to somebody else. What the fuck she supposed to do? Sit around and wait for you? So he don't want to apologize to me. So I prayed on it, y'all. And Yahshua, the Holy Spirit, just spoke to me. He said, you know what? He/she, because the Holy Spirit, Yahweh Elohim, is male and female, but it's spiritual. It's not physical. And so Yahshua, Holy Spirit just said, remove the money and make this about principle. So technically, you can't sue someone for an apology. But what you can do is you can put in a dollar amount and request an apology. So since 7 is a number of completion in this new complaint, because the judge dismissed the first case, the judge, when we went before the judge, I spoke my piece. He spoke his piece. And I asked the judge, I said, Your Honor, if you're going to dismiss this case, can you dismiss it without prejudice so I can file an appeal? He dismissed the case, and he dismissed it without prejudice and told Justin Bieber's lawyer, I'm going to give Ms. Dantzler an opportunity to fix this case. He said, if you can come up with something else here, if you can show some other elements, add other things to it. I said, well, if you can give me some time to do some research, I can fix it and bring it back. And he got mad. He said, well, it's her life. Why does she need to do any research? And so the judge looked at him and said, Counselor, I'm going to give her an opportunity to fix this. He said, now look, if you don't fix it, I'll dismiss it with prejudice and you have to file an appeal in appellate court. But if I fix it, and hopefully it's fixed, because I went and looked up cases similar to mine and explained Why I was emotionally disturbed? Because in my summation, I found a case that said vague or veiled contact, something that's kind of subtle. If the person that's doing it has power and authority over the plaintiff, then it can be perceived as such. So I had put that in my complaint. I said, well, he's famous. He's worth $285 million. So he's the one exuding his power over his little sister and me. But you see, I'm not intimidated. He doesn't scare me. I'm not scared. I was just upset that he would do that. But this has to come out. And the thing is, we all share something in common. Like Justin was abused, unprotected, misunderstood. He's a victim. Paris, the same thing. His little sister, his parents, Jeremy Bieber and Patty, his mother Patty, abused, went through all this abuse. All of these people need to heal. This is a love story. This is about love. I mean, if he would have just went about doing this another way, y'all, we wouldn't even be here. I mean, he could have had somebody reach out to me or reached out to me himself, said, look, ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you, but I know Paris is close to you and I just want to know what's going on with my baby. And then I would have reached out to Paris and said, hey, Justin's team or Justin is reaching out to me. He wants to know, can I tell him you lost the baby? You know, because this really wouldn't have been my place to do that. But, I mean, he was going out of his way trying to find out. But he had all this money. He could have hired a private detective. Maybe he did. I don't know. I mean, he could have went to her family's house. He could have went to her house. He could have spied on her. Did you see any cribs or bottles in the window? You know what I'm saying? He went about doing this the wrong way. He is unruly and undisciplined, and I'm trying to teach him a lesson. Justin Drew Bieber, you're going to look me in my face and you're going to apologize to me, and I don't care how long it takes. And once you apologize to me, I will love on you and hug you as if you were my own child. You all are old enough. I'm old enough to be y'all mother. Okay? You, Paris, Jazzy, all of y'all are like my kids. I am 53 years old. I'll be 54 on February 10th. And I'm not going to tolerate this kind of mess. You're not going to sit up here and disrespect me, upset me. And let me tell you something. Justin Bieber would rather spend hundreds of thousands, maybe close to even $1 million, because he has to pay for himself, his sister, the sister's mother, and the father, unless they're chipping in on the attorney's fees. I doubt it. I'm sure Justin is covering everything, but I don't want to assume anything. Maybe Jeremy and Aaron are putting something in on it. So the reason why his little sister is named in the lawsuit is because she was the one who committed the act. He is the one who coerced her. So he's a co-conspirator because he's the one who put her up to it. So you can't sue a minor. You have to sue their parents. So Illinois has a Parental Responsibility Act that says a person can sue a minor, but you have to sue their parents on their behalf. So that's why they're named in the lawsuit. And I feel sorry for this little girl because she was so unprotected. But Paris told me last night that Aaron is doing a better job monitoring her. Again, what I can get out of this is if we can get a law passed, okay, where if you're 17 and under, you get a flip phone. You get a Nokia phone, okay? You do not need no phone with apps. For what? Like I said earlier, you need to 4 numbers in your phone. 911 your mama, your daddy, and your grandmama. That's it. You don't need nobody else's numbers in your phone. That's what's wrong. Honey, when I was a child, we didn't have cell phones. We had to come home from school and get on the phone and call our friends and talk on the phone. And we supposed to do our homework first before we got on the phone. Or unless there are times where when I was a kid, I used to call my friends and we do our homework on the phone together. Okay? That's what's wrong. I want you parents to take heed to all of this. So I reached out to the social media law firm in the state of Washington. And they actually helped me. They gave me some good advice and showed me where to go look up cases dealing with social media situations. And the lawyer I actually spoke to a lawyer named Justin. If I ever meet you, Mr. Timberlake, I'm going to just call you Timberlake. Because I love me some Justin Timberlake. So, the social media law firm is trying to get the COSA Act passed, which is the Kids Online Safety Act. And they have lawsuits against social media companies for creating algorithms and causing harm in children on social media. So, please call your members of Congress and ask them to pass the Kids Online Safety Act. It was passed through the Senate, but now it has to be passed through Congress. There are some people who oppose it because they feel like it's a violation of freedom of speech, but we're talking about children. Like, you motherfuckers always come up with some shit that's violating your freedom of speech when it comes to a child. When it comes to somebody LGBTQ or all this. There are things in this world that are inappropriate for children. So you're supposed to shield children from that until they become of age. This is why you got all these kids running around 3, 4, 5 years old talking about motherfucker this and fuck that and suck my dick this and all this. They saying all this shit because they're being exposed to it. What 5-year-old's gonna say, fuck you, bitch? Unless they've been exposed to it. Where they get that shit from? You got these kids out here beating up on their parents and their grandparents. This was unheard of when I was a child. Did y'all see that video about that grandmama who shot up her grandson? Honey, grandma wasn't having it that day. She pulled out that pistol and shot her grandson because he was being disrespectful and threatening her. So, the lawyer has filed something called a motion to sanction, and they're trying to shut me up. Because I've gone public and told the world this. And I went public on November the 20th. And I've made some videos. Because I want to tell my truth. I want to get all of this out of my system. I am very hurt by all of this. So now the complaint says that I'm suing Justin Bieber for $7. I want him to cover his fees. I want him to look me in my face on video or in person and apologize to me. I want him to apologize to his sister, and I want him to turn himself in for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Now, that's what I want. That doesn't mean that's what I'm going to get. Okay? But that's what I put in the complaint. And I put it in there because once you put something in a court document or a lawsuit that's a court document, it's stamped by the court, it's there. It's permanent. Okay, so there's a record of what I requested. See, it doesn't matter what's in there as long as it's on record. And I've learned so much going through this. Because, see, people are saying, well, he probably won't apologize because it's an admission of guilt. Well, it's okay that it's an admission of guilt, because according to how the law is interpreted, and that depends on the judge, what he did to me indirectly through his little sister may not be considered emotional distress. I have to find a loophole and prove that what he did is emotional distress, because it triggered my own childhood trauma. And it resulted in me having some reactions physically. Because I met an attorney who told me in order to prove emotional distress, you need to show your medical records before the incident and after the incident. So I did that. And there was a difference. My pressure was higher. I had gained weight, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Because some of you may be going through something like this. You know, you may want to sue somebody for emotional distress or what have you. I don't know. But what I learned was that whatever you put in your complaint, it can't be what would have happened. So when I put in the articles from medical experts explaining that emotional distress can cause an irregular heartbeat, a person can go to heart palpitations and have a regular heartbeat. Well, I've had those experiences, but in the moment that it happened to me, it didn't send me to the hospital. So like, if in the moment that I saw what happened on social media with this little girl telling me that her brother Justin Bieber told her to request me because I know Paris, had that shocked me so, and I had heart palpitations and I went to the ER. I have records. But that's not what happened. Yes, my blood pressure went up. Yes, it shocked me. And I called my doctor and we did the deep breathing and I calmed down. And then I got mad again and went and cursed out Paris and made her talk to him. See, he premeditated all this. He knew. Justin Bieber had been watching me, y'all. He knew that I was probably the only one that would get her to talk to him. So his plan worked. Because Paris's inner circle, Paris's close friends and family already knew his games and his tricks. So they ignored him. Prince ignored him. When Prince got that friend's request from Jasmine Bieber, he ignored it because he knew that it was Justin trying to get to Paris. But because I wasn't in her inner circle like that, keep in mind, I'm her mama. I'm not her friend or like her brother or sister or somebody. And yeah, Paris got another sister. Yeah, she got another sister. That's a whole nother story, honey, about Debbie Rowe. Debbie Rowe extorted Michael Jackson. That's how them kids got here. I'll tell you about that later. But yeah, she got a sister. These kids were before she was born. Debbie Rowe was a professional breeder. She had 2 children before she even extorted Michael. And she sold those kids for cash. Let me see if I can find a picture of Ashley, Paris' sister. I'd have to look for it in here. Okay, so this is a picture. You guys have seen us before, but that's a picture of me and Paris. Oh. When we first met. I'm trying to see if I can find it on here. So I got it around here somewhere. But I'll post it if I don't find it. Oh, here it is. So that is Debbie Rowe. Here, let me do it like this. Let me turn it around so you guys can see. So there's Debbie and Paris, and that's Paris's sister. Her name is Ashley. And Ashley was born before Paris. So, like I say, Debbie Rowe was a professional breeder. She extorted Michael Jackson. That's how Prince and Paris ended up getting here. And Michael rescued those kids because she was crazy. Now, I'm not trying to get too off into that. I mean, I'm sure eventually I will share that information with y'all. But I got to stay focused on what's happening. Justin Bieber cannot get away with this, y'all. He is trying to hide behind his attorney. And he's trying to make me shut up. But I'm not going to shut up. And I don't care if the judge wants to put me in jail. And the attorney was following me on social media. Was following me. I showed this earlier. You can go back and rewind this tape. The lawyer followed me on Mother Diva's house, my Mother Diva's house page, and clicked the either the like button or something. Why would you do that? That's creepy. So I put him in the lawsuit too. I said I'm sue him now. He want an order of protection. He's asking for sanctions and an order of protection. And then he gonna try to say I'm saying disparaging and false remarks. No, I'm not. You gotta prove that what I'm saying is false. I got receipts, honey. The bottom line is, if your fucking client hadn't used his 13-year-old baby sister to contact me to get to my goddaughter, Paris Jackson, because he thought that she was hiding his baby, we wouldn't be here. But just because we got here, the motherfucker don't want to apologize to me. You apologize to the whole motherfucking world, but you don't want to apologize to me? Fuck you, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what it is. But somebody got to stand up for what's right. So I go to court in the morning, you guys, at Daily Plaza. It's Judge Stanton's courtroom, 2203, Chicago time. I have to be there at 10:30. I want to get down there at 10 o'clock. I would love for you guys to come out and support me. Whatever it is you want to do, that's great. I don't know what the judge is going to do. I do know this. We may end up getting a continuance because he just sent me the motion to sanction and an order of protection. He just sent it to me a couple of hours ago. So the judge has to give me time to respond to that. So I don't know what Judge Stanton is going to do, but I wanted to come up here and speak my truth and let the world know what's going on and let people know. Y'all sitting up here all feeling sorry for Justin Bieber because you think Diddy sexually assaulted him. I don't know whether Diddy sexually assaulted him or not, but I do know this. He was involved in a statutory rape relationship with Paris Jackson, and he shouldn't have been. And once she turned 20, she got pregnant by him. He left her pregnant with mononucleosis, and she cut him off. So he decided to send his little sister to contact me. Because, see, he had been watching me. He knew that I didn't play. I made a video about him 5 years ago, warning Hollywood socialites to stay away from him and not kiss him. Justin Bieber publicly admitted that he has excuse me, that he has mononucleosis and Lyme disease. I just got back from LA, honey. I missed them fires. I was in LA for the 40th. I produced the 40th anniversary of Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. It was a reunion celebration. And when I left LA on December the 30th, I went to Vegas. I was in Vegas for a few days. I went to Vegas for New Year's Eve. And then I was trying to talk to some investors there about some concerts, some freestyle concerts. And then I came home on the 2nd. I took the train. I don't fly. And when I got home on the 2nd, I left on the 2nd. I got home on the 4th. So I didn't get a lot of rest because I had to prepare the brief to turn the brief in on the 6th. And now I'm hustling, to get this video out everywhere because he's trying to sanction me. And I'm not going to be sanctioned. You're not going to silence me. I'm going to speak out. So people, you can always download this video. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So you can download it there. Yeah. I wanted to go everywhere because I had to speak my truth and tell what happened, what's going on. This is a case of people that just want to be loved and give love and have just been abused, misunderstood, unprotected, discriminated against, all of that. And I'm willing for all of us to come together and either talk to Dr. Drew, Dr. Phil, Ayana, maybe all three of them. We can do something together to help heal. Because this is very, very difficult for me. And it's very difficult for Paris too. Paris and I have fought. We have fallen out. We've cursed each other out. We've gone through it the last 13 years. And the last 3 years has been about him. We didn't talk for a whole year because she was like, drop this case and we're done. And so I went off on her. I said, oh, you gonna keep this motherfucker in your life as a friend after he left you pregnant and gave you mono, but you gonna throw me away. But I had to also realize that she's in her 20s. Most 20-year-old girls will choose the dick over their mama. He dickmatized her. She said he was the best she ever had. He broke her virginity. She said he was a virgin too. I don't know because he lied much. They both lie so much. These young kids, they lie. Like, I don't know when you're lying. Like, I did all this shit already. I did it all before you all. That's how I know what you're doing. But I love Paris as if she came out of my own body whenever we talk. It's just us. It's just me and my baby. I call her my little tree hugger. And even if we talk about her father, it's never Michael. It's always daddy. Because to her, when I first met Paris, the first thing I said to her, I said, to the world, he's Michael Jackson, but to you, he's daddy. I was a little girl who lost my daddy. My father was killed by a drunk driver when I was 14. Come this June 5th, it'll be 40 years that my father's been gone. So I know what it feels like to be a little girl who loses her daddy. And her daddy was her whole world. Her daddy, Paris's daddy, was everything to her. Just like Michael Jackson was everything to the world, daddy, because that was her daddy. And whenever we talk, it was always daddy this, daddy that. And so I talked to her the same way. I said, well, what would daddy do? How would daddy feel about this? In fact, when I connected with her, because I started following her on social media when she was a little girl, and I noticed that there were a ton of Michael Jackson fanatics that were just, oh, I love your dad, I love your father, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like on there like, girl, if you don't get off of this Twitter, I said, your father wouldn't want you up here. I was being a mama. I didn't care about all what they were saying. Oh my God, I love your dad. Everybody, we all love Michael Jackson. I got on a Michael Jackson t-shirt. That's my husband. I love Michael Jackson. But that wasn't a time nor a place for all of that. That was a little girl that was unprotected, that was crying out. And I saw that. The same thing I saw in Jazzy. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. This is what was on Justin Bieber's little sister Facebook page. That's how we started talking. So I'm not sure, I wasn't sure at the time if it was Justin Bieber's decisive plan and he was the mastermind behind all of this, or if it was really Jasmine Bieber crying out for help. So Paris, she contacted Aaron Wagner, who is Jasmine Bieber's mother, and Paris got back to me and said Jasmine's mother said that that was definitely her Facebook page. But what I still don't know is if I was really talking to Jazzy or if I was talking to Bieber. I don't know. I believe I was talking to Jazzy only because of the way the conversation went. You can kind of tell when you're talking to a child as opposed to an adult. Because adults would have to really work on making themselves sound like a child. And I think it would have taken him longer to respond to me. Because he would have tried to, write like a kid. And he would have had to figure that out. So I believe it was Jazzy. And I talked to Paris last night. And I even made a video on Instagram to Jazzy. Because Jazzy was mad at Paris. And I want Jazzy and Paris to be okay. I feel sorry for this little girl, y'all. This shit is so painful. This is hurtful because these are our children. I feel like we as adults, all these kids are ours. It doesn't matter what race they are or what their sexual agenda or sexual preference is and all of that. None of that matters. All children, we are the mothers and fathers of all these kids. So I just wanted to just come up here and share my truth. I'm going to be doing more videos about the whole situation. And I love you, Paris. I'm sorry I had to. I know you're probably going to be mad, but this is all on Justin Bieber. All he had to do was apologize to me. But this is what these pop stars do. They think they can just run around the world and do fucked up shit to people, pay people off, get their lawyers to clean shit up, find loopholes, cover stuff up, and think they can get away with stuff. But you're not going to get away with this. Little boy, you're going to look me in my face and you're going to be a man, Justin Bieber, and you're going to apologize to me. Because you know you did this and you need to apologize to your sister. I don't give a fuck about your attorney trying to silence me. Let them arrest me and throw me in jail, baby, because guess what? That's going to be all over the news. And then they really going to find out what kind of slime you are. I will be justified. Justin. You got a whole lot of nerve, Justin Bieber. Now you want to sue Scooter Braun. Justin Bieber is considering suing his old manager. Because Scooter Braun doesn't manage him anymore. Scooter Braun was the one that told him to break up with Paris. And he fucked over Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift had to go and record all her music over again so she had owned her masters. Because he fucked her over and took her masters. These are evil, satanic ass motherfuckers. Why do you think, and I got to say this, and I am so sorry for those who have lost, and my heart goes out to everyone there. Why do you think Yahweh Elohim burned Hollywood down? Everybody in that community need to repent for the remission of their sins. Repent. Because Yahweh Elohim is not playing. That is the worst fire that LA has ever had. And I used to live there. I lived in Los Angeles from 88 to 99. And I have been there back and forth traveling for the last 25 years. And I have seen bad wildfires, but not like this. He is not playing. Get yourself together. Clean up your house. Get your house in order. Hi, Renee. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate all of y'all that's come on to hear my story and to watch my story and to please just support me. I just want support. I just want to be loved and people understand what I'm going through with this. And I'm trying to help save people. You know, I want to see our children protected. I'm trying to save children. This little girl was disturbed. And now she got her older brother encouraging her to contact me just to get Paris Jackson attention. Because she wouldn't talk to him. See, Paris Jackson and Justin Bieber been going back and forth with each other for years. They play games with each other because they still in love. This is a love story. Paris told me that she just, when he found out she got engaged, he just broke down. He broke down and cried when he found out she had a miscarriage. Why is he running around crying all upset over her, but he can't apologize for his actions? I don't understand that. And then people want to come at me like I did something wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm innocent in all of this. I'm minding my own business and I get a friend's request from Justin Bieber's sister. Because he was stalking Paris, trying to find out what happened to his baby. And had the little girl contact me. Because I made a video about him in 2020. It's on my YouTube page. And I know he saw it. And I know he knew that if anybody could get her to talk to him, it would be me. Because I'm the auntie and the mama that you don't play with. I'm going to get in your ass. And so now I'm here. I couldn't find a lawyer to take my case, so I had to do it all by myself. I had a few lawyers that gave me some advice, and my cousin Brenda Braxton helped me type up the brief. And what's so crazy, y'all, is that we're in the stages of going through procedures to see if it can pass on to go to trial. So if the judge is either going to allow us to go to trial or he's going to dismiss it with prejudice, and I have to file an appeal in appeals court, in the appellate court. And hopefully, as far as the order of protection, because Justin Bieber's lawyer has filed for order of protection. And my thing is, I'm going to file for order of protection against you, Ryan Jacobson, because you stalking me too. I have proof that, look at this, y'all. I'm going to show you again. The lawyer I want y'all to see this. Like my page. Look at that. You see that? That's my Mother Diva's house page. It said Ryan Jacobson reacted to your video. That means he liked it. He did something. Now, why is Justin Bieber's attorney liking the stuff that I'm doing on social media? Why is he doing that? So as far as I'm concerned, you just as creepy as your fucking client. And the reason they want to sanction me is because they want me to be quiet. He don't want all his business out in the street. All the shit he did with Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter. I'm going to tell it all. And he don't want that. Well, if you didn't want it, motherfucker, you should have apologized to me. Because guess what? This ain't about money. Justin Bieber is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars with this attorney instead of apologizing to me. He would rather spend all this money than to look me in my face and apologize to me. And I'm going to tell the world, you make a song called I'm Sorry, but you can't apologize to me. You're going to apologize to me. I will take this all the way to the federal Supreme Court if I have to. And I will put all your business out in the street. And baby, I got $50,000 worth of life insurance on me. That's why I'm going public with everything. Because if something happened to me, we know where it came from. But guess what? I got all these invisible angels around me. Try me. Yahweh done already burned y'all down. So you don't want to try me, baby. I asked him to send you some rain. Because that's what y'all need in California. You need it to be a rainstorm. And it needs to rain for 40 days and 40 nights. Like it did before, 30-some years ago. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Like 92 and 93. I lived there then. I remember that. It wouldn't stop raining. It was a Noah's Ark. And what's so interesting, if you go to Genesis 8, chapter and read that, on the 10th month of the first day of the month, the waters receded and Noah was able to look out into the new world because the waters had receded. And that was January 1st. Because the 10th month of the year is January according to the Hebrew calendar. You got to read your Bible. But I had to come up here and tell my truth and let y'all know what was going on. Because this has been one of the hardest things that I've ever had to go through. But I'm going to stay strong and I'm going to continue to share my story because maybe my story will help heal somebody. I mean, this emotional trauma that I had to be reminded of my own childhood. I carry this with me and I need to release that. And I need to share with others in hopes that it'll help them heal too. And I hope we all can heal from this. If Justin Bieber, if he just swallows his pride and he's willing to apologize to me, I'll give him a hug. I would love on him like he was my child. But he's never been disciplined. Jeremy Bieber and Patty, they did not know how to raise him. They were kids when they had him. Patty was 17 and his father was 19. They didn't know anything about how you raise a child. Look at Justin Bieber's history. His father's been arrested for assault and being drunk. So where you think he get it from? And then they want to get mad at me and try to make me shut up when the media, CNN, Radar Online, TMZ, everybody got their arrest story. Google Jeremy Bieber's arrest. Google Justin Bieber's, how he egged his neighbor's house and spit in his neighbor's face. Then he had Lil Twist and Lil Zah take the fall from him on some fucking drugs. They African American boys. What African American boys you know fucking around with cocaine and Molly and ecstasy and all this kind of stuff? Them boys took the fall for his drug mess. And he was sitting up there doing drugs with Paris Jackson. She was a baby. You were 4 years older than her. And she 15, 16, 17 years old, sit up there doing drugs with you. Cocaine and all that kind of shit. Yeah, I'm going to tell it. Even if you was like that, Justin, you shouldn't have had that baby in there doing that little girl doing that like that with you. And she told me last night, she said, well, Mama, she called me Mama. She said, Mama, Justin didn't force me to take the drugs. I took the drugs on my own. I could have told him no. And she's right. But what young girl who's in love with her boyfriend and what she saw in him was her daddy? Justin was the biggest pop star on the planet, just like Michael Jackson. Justin, you were supposed to protect her, and you hurt her. But you couldn't protect her because no one protected you. I wasn't protected either, and neither was Jazzy. No one in this equation. Stop and ask yourself, why did this happen, and why do all of us have the same thing in common? We are all have been misunderstood, unloved, unprotected, sexually assaulted, and abused, and discriminated against, and mistreated. We all have that in common. And you sit up here and you talking more about God and Jesus. You want to go to church, you got a Bible and all of this. If you truly believe that, then apologize to me and repent, Justin Bieber. Or what you're doing is for the cameras in vain. And now you want to sue Scooter Braun? See, Justin Bieber now is considering suing Scooter Braun, his old manager, because he said that he believes that Scooter Braun stole millions of dollars from him. But Justin Bieber, what you don't know, let me tell you. Because Paris Jackson told me this last night. While he was so busy, while your manager, Scooter Braun, was so busy telling you, oh, you need to break up with Paris and go be with Haley Baldwin. She's not good enough for your image. He was trying to be her manager too. See, you didn't know that, did you? Yeah, Scooter was going behind your back trying to get Paris to be his client. But she wouldn't do it. Yeah, because it would have been too much of a conflict of interest. Anyway. And Lil Zion, Lil Twist, y'all need to tell the real story. Because I know y'all have spoke on it. And you kind of spoke around it. But y'all took the fall for Justin's drugs. I do know that. And I want y'all to think about this. That wasn't nothing but modern day slavery. He's Caucasian, y'all African American. He ain't do nothing but use you like y'all was his slaves. It didn't matter if you got paid or not. And based on how I read the case, it doesn't seem like you all got any felonies for it. It seemed like everything was dropped and you don't really have anything on your record. You did probation or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure. But if for whatever reason you do have some felonies, I will try to help you get those removed. Because neither one of you boys deserve that. You really didn't. Now, whatever other fucked up shit y'all did outside of Justin Bieber shit, you know, that's between you and the Holy Spirit, or you'll suffer your consequences. But I'm specifically talking about him. Because I'm not the auntie you play with. I'm not the mama you play with. And I hope you guys have healed behind whatever this situation is, because it was wrong. And I'm going to tell it. You are not going to get away with this bullshit. No. You think your lawyer? I'm not concerned about your lawyer, Bieber. I have to do what thus saith Yahweh Elohim tell me to do. Because that's my lawyer. God, Yahshua, Yahweh, Jesus, Yahshua. The one you've been going on interviews talking about, but you can't apologize. You're a fucking hypocrite. You're worse than the scribes and the Pharisees. You're just like them. You want to end this and you want me to shut up? Look me in my face, little boy, and say, ma'am, I apologize. And we done. And until you do that, I'm going to keep on talking. All right, y'all, I got to get off of here because I got to get ready for my case in the morning. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in.